Who did this? This is the Disaster Datsun Z. Now, it's called the Disaster Datsun for a very good reason, and that's because it is an absolute disaster. Now, if you caught the previous episode, which links in the description, we made this section here, and this is for this lower sill section on this corner. Now, in this video, we're actually going to get this welded up into this section here and button all this corner up. Now, we've got two panels here which we need to weld. We also need to weld this in there as well. We've got a little bit of work to do in here before we weld it on, but we're going to get all this corner buttoned up and then move on to the next thing. That panel was an absolute pain in the arse. I've done a lot of work off camera to try and sweeten up this edge here, but the only issue I had was that inner panel, which was straight with a lip on it, was curved and angled down, and then this is curved like that, and angled up. Now, you may notice this absolute crater of a panel gap, and that's because in one of the previous episodes, I actually removed like 3,000 inch thick filler, which was creating that gap. You'll notice down here it is pretty tight, but I do need to hammer that down and obviously sort that out. But I'm going to leave this for now. I'm going to continue this in the next video, because now I'm going to jump on that back, because we've got a package which is going to make this Disaster Datsun a little less disastrousness. This back section is absolutely covered with filler. Now, this is where Resurrected Classics has absolutely hooked us up with this rear panel here. Now, this has actually got some weight to it. This is made of proper steel. Now, you'll find with panels, which is one of the reasons why we don't buy panels, you'll find with panels that they're very thin. They're made out of 20 gauge or thinner, but this panel is actually made of thick stuff, and it's actually really nice. They've got a website, so I'll link the website down in the description below. What I want to do now is I want to start exposing the spot welds on the car. I want to start drilling them out to remove that back section. Obviously I will be bracing it, but just a pre-warning, I may get slightly sidetracked and start removing filler instead. So a lot of the time with panels like this, you do actually need a lot of work. You need to do some ore cutting, you need to, create holes and captive bolts. But to be honest, this looks like it's 100% how it needs to be. It's got all of these holes, it's got your body lines, it's got your bolts for your bumper support, it's got your captive bolts for your number plate support. Just for reference, this is my finger, and the fillet is almost as thick as my finger is wide. I mean, look at it. This is an absolute disaster. Who did this? And that, people of YouTube, is why this is called the absolute Disaster Datsun. So a big thank you goes out to Resurrected Classics for sending this absolute masterpiece of a panel, and that's going to absolutely transform the back of this car and get some structure back into it. So hopefully in the next video we're going to get to installing this. So I do hope you've enjoyed this video. I'll leave a link in the description for the playlist for the Disaster Datsun, and you'll be able to see how much of an absolute disaster it is. And with that being said, we'll catch you in the next one.